Welcome, race fans, to the virtual Phoenix Raceway, where tonight we have race number 4 of the Extreme Racing Cup Series, Season 3. And tonight, AJ, we are at Short Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, we are out in the desert looking at Rattlesnake Hill right now on my end. It's going to be a lot of fun. Little bit of a flat short track, if you want to call it a short track. We're sitting at a mile, but we are utilizing that dog leg tonight, so it's going to be really interesting how we're going to fan out on these restarts.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we do have a smaller field here tonight, but I think it'll still produce some solid racing at the very least. Let's have a rundown of our pre-race analytics. So we got 150 laps here tonight, 150 miles. And Joe, or AJ rather, we see here that the winds are coming out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour. Partly cloudy skies, 83-degree ambient, and 113-degree track temp. That's going to be a very slick track for these guys here this evening.
Yeah, it is going to be a very slick track. No shade at all for the duration of this race. Going to be very fun to see them try to enter a very slow turn 4 and how they're going to maneuver through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, that pit road speed limit is 45 miles an hour, and the official pace car speed here tonight is 55. We're looking here as far as the fuel window goes. Talked with a couple of racers before this race, about 80 laps. So it's definitely going to be a one-stop race. You can make it to the end on one stop for fuel, but I think with the tires tonight, especially with it being 113 degrees and these guys sliding around, they are definitely going to want to pit for tires before they even think about pitting for gasoline.
Well, as everybody can see on their screen, that is the point standings, and Andrew Mraz, currently sitting on the fastest lap time in practice at Phoenix, has a 46-point lead over Adrian Harney and a 52-point lead over Dennis Ansman.
Yeah, and these points going all the way down, 1st through 15th here after 4 races. Still anybody's race, I think, in my opinion. Of course, I think Jeff down there in the basement's going to have to do some work to get back up there. Obviously, have to show up for a couple more races, but
Go Gadget Oil Slick.
Yeah, outside of Dennis winning at Daytona, I mean, Andrew's won the rest of them, and he's finishing the top 10 in every race, so he's definitely been one of the guys to put out a dominant performance so far this season.
Now, with him being so far in the points and everybody really fighting to catch up to him, do you expect drivers to maybe not rough him around, but drive him a little differently, make it even harder to pass, knowing that they need points on Andrew Moretz?
I think it's a good possibility, but I mean, even with 46 points of a differential, in the new system, that's a whole race, right? But at minimum. But really, with this only being a 46-point lead, I mean, Mraz could have a bad night. And as long as Adrian Harney does his stuff, which he's been finishing top 10 most of the races so far this year, he's definitely going to be a guy, that will rise to the occasion, if you will. Andrew's going to be the guy that'll sit out here and dominate every single race. But really, Harney just kind of sits under the radar. He's just going to run around and do what he has to do to get the maximum points that he can.
Yeah, well, with that being said, Adrian Harney currently sitting in that number 7th slot in practice, just about a half a second off, a little bit more than a half a second off of Maratz's fastest lap at a 28.02.
Well, we do have a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and go in more detail with these point standings. First, of course, we've got Andrew Mraz. Second place, Adrian Harney. He's got 522 points. Third place, we got Dennis Ansman at 516. Fourth place is Tim the Toolman Taylor at, sorry, I can't read apparently. Sorry.
485.
485.
Minus 83.
We got Terrence Bonney with 452. Sixth place, we got Daryl Arnold with 449. And AJ, we'll let you take 7th through 15th here.
Mike Campigo, who I don't think is making the race tonight, is currently sitting at a 431 minus 137. Jeffrey Goodpaster is sitting at a 409 minus 159, sitting in 8th. Aaron Tribble in 9th at a 398 minus 170. And rounding out your top 10 is Anthony Handley at a 303 minus 265.
And take us home.
Oh, and take you home.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So we're gonna go straight to the 11.
Yeah.
Wes Weidman at a 295 minus 273. 12th place sees Chase Paquette at a 177 minus 391. Jim Thorndike sitting in 13th points wise at 151 minus 417. 14th sees Connor Treferi at a 149 and pretty much almost flipped that around at a minus 419. And then you have Jeff Innes rounding out the bottom of the points in 15th at a 143 minus 425. So 15 drivers having points so far this season. Big, wide gap, but like you said, Gary, anything can happen in just one race.
Absolutely. It's really a battle between our top 3 right now as far as mathematics go, which I'm not very good at. But here at Phoenix tonight, we already got one person in chat, Brendan Kennedy. Brendan, we say hello to you, one of our loyal viewers here on MaxspeedTV. And he was asking Josh, what do you expect from Phoenix tonight? Well, Josh is running cameras, so he's not going to talk a whole lot, at least to y'all on the broadcast. So I asked AJ, my co-partner here in the booth, what do you expect from Phoenix tonight?
Well, we have 9 drivers that have put down a time in this practice with just about a minute and a half left, so I'm just going to use these 9 drivers. I'm fully expecting on restarts we're going to fan out, you know, how they normally do in real NASCAR and IRL NASCAR. But other than that, they're going to get single file. They're going to use a little bit of a bump and run if they can't make a pass hole shot-wise coming out of a turn. But we're going to see probably a good run of single file and probably a huge green flag run knowing the competition in this Extreme League.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, without further ado, we got a couple minutes here before practice is over and we head into qualifying. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout here for the National Anthem by Madison Rising, and we'll be right back in just a moment, folks. Just stay right here.
Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to invade the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, just that star spangled banner gave way for the land of the brave. And the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, at Phoenix Raceway. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the National Anthem about Madison Rising. Of course, I always do a good job. AJ, we've got 11 guys in here, and we've still got another few seconds of qualifying, about 45 seconds left here. Provisional poll looks like Tim Taylor for now by 0.2 of a second over Andrew Morass. He laid down a flyer there, AJ. Looks like only 5 guys attempted a lap.
Yeah, well, here comes another one. I'm watching Aaron Tribble.
Yeah, Aaron Tribble. It looks like we got in the
Justin
91 and Justin Smith. Yeah, I was seeing there.
Ken blocking it in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to lay down a fast lap here. Gonna be interesting to see what these guys do.
Oh.
And Justin's lap is going to count. He's going to run a 30:21. That's the slowest out of everybody so far. And I guess Tribble didn't complete his qualifying attempt. But that's all right. We're getting ready to grid here. The starting grid presented to you by MaxspeedTV. And, of course, shout out to, is it ICONN? I believe it's ICONN. Shout out to ICONN for sponsoring the series here, but we've got the MaxspeedTV starting grid. I'll do the first 6. So we'll have good old AJ finish up the field for us. On the pole here tonight, we've got the 9 of Tim Taylor. Second place, the 4 of Andrew Morass. Third is going to be Jake May in that 2 car. Fourth is going to be the 20 of Dalton Fredericks. And rounding out the top 5, it's going to be Jim Thorndike. And in 6th, we've got Justin Smith.
In 7th place, it is the number 3 of Dennis Ansman. 8th place goes to Aaron Tribble in qualifying. 9th, Anthony Handley. And in 10th place, it is Adrian Harney.
And right out the field, it's Terrence Bonney, if he's here. Looks like he's manually disconnected, but I think he's trying to get back in.
That says Adrian Harney manually disconnected.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't read.
But I don't have Terrence at all on my SDK.
He hasn't connected to my ATVO, but I do see him in the sim that he's here and he's around.
Like he registered.
Yes.
Registered.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yes, sir. So they get 1 pace lap here since we are a mile or over in length. So they're going to get 1 pace lap, and then they're going to get things ready to go here. We are just waiting on the timer to run out and the pace car to get these guys going.
For all you wrestling fans, that was a half-assed Macho Man reference.
Macho Man and Randy Savage, yeah, dig it. Anyway. Looks like there's one faster pair. They get 30x before they're DQ'd, but I do not see a oh, there it is. 5 sets of tires.
But does that technically mean 6 because they're on one, or is it 5 including the one that they're on?
I believe 5 including the one that they're on. I think they got 4 in the pits. I believe that's how it works.
Roger. And there goes
But
the pace
anyway,
car.
that pace car has pulled off. These guys are exiting turn number 2 to head down to the back stretch. As much as I almost love to say the front stretch, that is not true. We're going to take it over to Joshua Medlock, the producer, tonight. He is going to get us going here. Josh, take it away.
And now he's going to put ice on his throat because he just blew out his voice box again.
I don't know about all that, but these guys are almost 3 and 4 wide. They were thinking about it there going through turns 1 and 2. And it looks like Mraz is going to be the guy at the top spot here as they exit turn number 2 and into 3. Yeah, and Dalton Fredericks played a smart move there, going from 4th to 2nd, just going to following Mraz around that outside. It's going to be a battle. Oh, we got a caution. We got trouble. Trouble on the speedway. It is the 2 of Jake May. The 2 of Jake May is spun out. 10 on the car, 2 in the sim. Let's go to the MaxspeedTV replay and see what happened to old Jake May here.
I think we saw an issue with Aaron Tribble as well in 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is a really tricky track here. I would imagine that probably what happened was Jake May just got loose. And when he was trying to get back to the gas, he spun out. Let's see what happened. Yep, we got a slow-mo here. Right at the exit of turn number 4, he gets loose and just spins the car around. So not a good start for old Jake May in the 2 here this evening. That's going to bring out a yellow. And the thing is, too, like when you spin here, normally that's the apron, and they don't throw caution for that. But AJ, we haven't really talked about a whole lot in pre-race. This dog leg is very wide, and we will see guys use every piece of asphalt there is at this racetrack.
Yes, we will. It looks like Aaron Tribble is taking it back to the hauler, leaving us with our top 8 now, and Jake May coming down pit road, I would assume probably for a fresh pair of Goodyears after spinning that. But yeah, they get really wide on restarts, and it is very interesting how they funnel down into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And we are seeing the track temp has fallen down a little bit here since the start of the race. It was 113 during practice. It's now 108 right now, but still 83 degrees, nice and sunny under partly cloudy skies, wind southeast at 11 miles an hour. So these guys are still getting it done here. We had a couple of takers on pit road. It looks like we had the 13 of Jim Thorndike and the 2 of Jake May in that Kyle Tate voiceover machine.
Now, what would be the advantage to coming to pit road on this first caution on lap 4? Would that just be to top off on fuel? Because I wouldn't expect them to take gas. Not gas, tires.
Well, it looked like the 13 of Thorndike did take gas, but really, that'd be about the only advantage is fuel. Obviously, with Jake going through a full spin and lockdown, I anticipated him to come down and at least take tires for sure and do the whole deal. But really, at this point, 4 laps on your tires, it's not really being used for anything at that point. You can still keep going, and that's what most of the field has done. How many laps we got to go? We got 1 to go. Yeah, we're 1 to green. It looks like Mraz is chosen the outside for this restart. Things happen quick here at Phoenix.
Things do happen quick. You get around this place in just about 28 to 30 seconds. So we can really click off laps really fast, but we need everybody to get her going first. Pace car taking that left-handed turn down pit road, and that's going to really be in control of Dalton Fredericks right now.
Andrew Mraz, he chose the outside.
Oh, he did chose the outside. Ah, got it. Oh, okay, so we're going to rewind that. And Andrew Merez is going to be in the control spot on this outside. There you go, Gary.
There we go. And we are just waiting on Andrew Merez here for the start. And green flag back in the air, already on the loud pedal. We're backing away at Phoenix lap number 6.
Seems like everybody but Merez was sleeping on that restart.
Yeah, and honestly, like with this track, and I've noticed it the last few times I've run here, the track is very sandy, no crap, because we're in the desert. But like, it is just really hard, especially with the next gen car, to get traction and go on these restarts. So the leader has a really big advantage here, especially if you don't know when he's going to take off and go.
And 100%, I honestly think why the outside might be a preferred line, because you can straighten out a little earlier and just aim it towards the dog leg.
Yeah, especially here in 1 and 2, you could take a higher lane and kind of dime in the corner, if you will, kind of like you would at Darlington. You go in a little low, you swing up high a little bit, and then you could just get that straight exit up off of 2, down the back straightaway, and you could do something a little bit similar on 3 and 4, but it's a little bit harder to do because there's more banking there. It just seems like that corner overall is a little bit looser.
Currently watching Dalton Fredericks in that 20, and he is closing ever so slightly on Andrew Merez.
And you know what Dalton was telling me earlier today, AJ? He said this is his first time at Phoenix in a Cup car. He just got iRacing back in November, so I'm not surprised. But he was saying it was one of his first times. He started 4th, was one of the faster guys in practice. So for being a rookie, I say he's doing a pretty good job.
I have a lot of friends that I play iRacing with for, just fun and giggles and stuff. And my buddy goes, I've never been to this track. I've never been in this car. I'm really going to do bad. Qualifies on pole, leads every lap, wins the race.
Yep, every time. And honestly, like the way that Dalton is, I'm going to brag on my team a little bit because I'm the team owner of Revline. Obviously, you guys know this. But the way that he just adapts very quickly to it, no matter what car he's in, no matter the track, it seems like he is a very quick learner, and he just picks up on it very quickly. I mean, AJ, you noticed that with Sebring. One of his first times being at a prototype, does really solid at Sebring with a few mistakes here and there as we see a car getting loose off. I think that was Jake May. But Dalton is one of those guys that can adapt quickly to just about any situation you throw at him.
And which is a very good habit to have or ability to have as a race car driver, because you're going to end up going to some tracks for the first time because they'll keep putting racetracks on iRacing, and leagues will continue to go to brand new tracks. So, it's a good ability to have for Dalton. And right now, as he is giving way to Merez, now looking at about 2+ seconds, still sitting in that second spot.
Yeah, slowly inching away, but still running second. I think, with it being his first green run under race conditions, this is really... And this is for any driver in this field. You're really going to learn to see what can your car do, what adjustments are you going to have to make when we get to that first round of pit stops. And you're really going to find out what your car can do, what your car can't do. Can you get into the gas here? Do you need to wait on it a little bit longer? Those kind of things, especially at a short track like this. And, oh, by the way, you do have to shift a little bit.
Really? In these newer cars, they are shifting?
Well, with the sequential shifter, it does open that pathway. Now, road courses, it makes this car a lot easier to drive than the H pattern that they ran in the Gen 6 car and every car before then. Well, NASCAR wanted to get a little more modern. They did. They got the sequential. We've seen guys shift as low as 3rd gear as the run goes on, just to get that car to kick out a little more. Because instead of, setting up the car to be really, really loose and be terrible the first few laps, what they do now is they shift down in the corners, so they'll go from like 5th to 4th gear, and that will just help the car, the rear end of the car, just kick out a little bit more and get that yaw and get that turn in a little bit. It's almost like how do you want to put it, like a wedge adjustment in a way.
Okay. That is something. Well, I didn't know about the sequential shifter. I honestly still thought it was an H pattern, but that's because I don't actually drive these cars. I literally have, what's the word? Steering wheel pedals on my steering wheel. So I'm like,
yeah.
up, down, down, down. There's no, and the hands don't come off the steering wheel to shift. So I'm like, oh, okay, fine. But yeah, that's good to know. I knew about the 5 gears, but not about the shifting like crazy in some places.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing a little bit of a battle starting to brew up here a little bit between the 66 of Justin R. Smith and the 9 or 11 car, however you want to look at it here, of Tim Taylor. Justin taking more of that outside lane. Tim trying to make it work on the inside, but here at this track, especially in 1 and 2, AJ, as the run goes on, the bottom lane it just gets slicker and slicker, and so the more that car wants to run that outside, especially in 1 and 2. Here in 3 and 4 at Phoenix, you're definitely going to keep it on the bottom. And with this dogleg, we used to see the guys in the old car and the Xfinity car in the truck. They'll cut the dogleg, but here, if you cut the dogleg in this car, it can bring trouble to you, as we have trouble on the speedway once again. I don't know who was. Oh, it was Jake May once again. And we're going to see that on the MaxspeedTV replay here. Jake May going through 3 and 4. And he gets through 3 and 4 okay. I have no idea what lap this is, but we're going to find out.
Oh, he's going to get stuck in the wall on lap 18.
Clips the apron a little bit, gets down into 1, gets a little loose, so he counter steers, and bam! Head on into that outside safer barrier. And you're right, AJ, gets stuck in that wall, and
I hope Jake's okay.
And that's the that's the end of his race. Feeding time on pit road. We got Andrew Mraz, Dalton, and Justin, and I think everybody. I think everybody's gonna be pitting right here.
Yeah, we have about 20 laps on these tires for most of our drivers. I would assume they're coming to take fuel and tires, but they really gotta keep in mind how many sets they are using. And with that being said, that this caution by Jake May pretty much wrecks him out of the race, taking it back to the hauler, and it looks like we're going to see him in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see him in 2 weeks at whatever circle track we're going to after that. Yes, I called it a circle track, and I'm not sure where we're going, but I know it's a circle track.
It's okay. Our producer's listening to us now, and he's probably looking it up right now.
Probably. So let's go ahead. I know these guys are getting ready to pace the field. And we are going to go ahead and pull Andrew Mraz into the booth for an interview. You want to take this one, AJ? Or you want me to?
Yeah, go for it.
Andrew Mraz, Wells in the booth. You got a copy. Andrew Mraz, Gary Wells in the booth. You got a copy. All right, he's playing it smart. He don't want to talk to us. He doesn't want the jinx. So we'll go ahead and pull someone else into the booth. Tim Taylor, why not? Tim Taylor, Gary Wells in the booth. You got a copy. All right, we are 0 for 2 this round. Okay. They can't hear us. So, looks like Mraz is going to take the outside on this restart. Lights are off on this pace car. We'll go ahead and call him to green once again. And we're just waiting on the pace car to duck on off here.
Did you move me by accident?
I probably did move you by accident. Hold on.
Did you meant to move Tim back?
I meant to move Tim back. That was my bad.
Oh, you're good.
I didn't really look. I just kind of did it.
I was like, hi, Dalton. Wait, why are you up in the broadcast booth? But we're about to go green as Mraz takes the outside again.
Oops. And this is where Medlock's like, maybe I should do the moving. But, you know, that happens. Pace car's off here. Andrew Mraz waiting on him. Green flag in the air. Andrew Mraz taking it off here in that outside lane once again. Him and Dalton in that outside lane are going to get one heck of a jump. But I will tell you, watch out for that 66. Justin Smith, he seems to be pretty quick. And I think he might be able to flex a little bit of muscle here. Now that he's not in the chaos, he's got a little bit better track position this go around.
I was gonna say that exact same thing, but look how well that outside did for Dalton as well, going from that 4th position and taking that 2nd spot.
Yeah, and he's been doing that all night long. I think he knows, because usually when you have teams, AJ, they'll usually tell you when they're about to take off. They'll usually do like a countdown, that kind of thing. Most teams do that. And I bet you Dalton knows when Mraz is going to take off, so he has a little bit of an edge as opposed to the first place car on the inside and that 3rd place car there. But Dalton making his way up into the top 3 once again, up into that 2nd spot. Justin Smith there in 3rd. We've got 4th place, Tim the Tool Man Taylor.
But we're going to go to Joshua Medlock because he's been in our ear saying he wants to say something. So, Joshua Medlock, what's up?
Alrighty, well, of course, AJ and Gary Wills up here in the booth here tonight, guys. Of course, 7 drivers on the track. However, I want to let everybody know that I'm also streaming this in Discord. Now, you do have to be a part of the ExTreme Racing Discord to see it, and of course be in the broadcast booth. But I got to give you guys a shout out. You know, hey, you know, calling the race as you see it, and of course, you know, kind of talking about everything. You know, the small car count, 7 drivers. And all of them are on the lead lap, but, I mean, 7 drivers? Oh, I mean, we've already seen a couple of cautions. Gary, AJ, could we see a few more?
You know, and that's an interesting question you point out there, Medlock. Honestly, I think we could, for sure. But it's not going to be, you know, like if we had 20 to 25 or 30 cars in this lobby, it's not going to be the multi-car wrecks like you would see in the bigger leagues, right? What you're going to see a lot here tonight is a lot of single car spins, and that's what we've seen through the first 2 cautions. So, just some single car incidents. And it's really going to happen on entry, like you saw with Jake May going into turn 1, because the car at times, if you hit the brakes, if you hit your braking point wrong, the car will snap loose. And also, exiting turn 4 seems to be the other tricky part. Getting back into the gas at the right time, making sure that your wheel is basically straight, and then making sure you're not hitting the bumps through the dog leg. That's going to be another tricky part.
So another thing to think about, and Gary, you know these cars better than I do. I really just crew and spot, and if I race, I just race. I don't really look for any of that under stuff. When they do shifting, and we're talking about possibly spinning, don't they have to hit like a certain RPM to then downshift so they're not over revving it?
Yeah, so what's great about this car, it almost, as opposed to cars in the years past, we have this thing now with the sequential. It's almost like an engine brake. As I'm losing my voice here, one moment.
You better not. I'm not doing this all on my own, pal. I will go get Medlock then.
Anyways, sorry about that, everybody. It's almost like an engine brake. So when you do shift down, you really don't have to blip the throttle anymore. You can just hit the brake. And as long as you're at around 7 to 8, 9,000 RPM, you're going to be fine. It's just important that you don't shift down too many gears, and that's what we call a money shift. You could still money shift these cars, and then you wheel hop and you spin and all that kind of stuff. So really it's a matter of shifting down at the right point, yes, of course, and that'll help the car turn. But if you do it too soon, like on the very, very dead entry of the corner, that can cause you to spin out for sure. And then obviously getting out of the corner, you have more wheel spin when you shift down a gear, right? So you have to make sure that, you know, you're easing back into the gas. And then what I've learned through Mraz and a couple other guys in the garage area, you don't want to rev that car in 4th gear all the way up to 9,700 RPM. What you want to do is you barely want to hit 9,000. And then once you hit 9,000, that's going to keep your momentum going. You shift up into 5th gear and you still continue that forward momentum. Where if you're letting the car go all the way out in the gear, so to speak, and you shift long ways, that can cause you to hurt your lap time. As we do see a battle for second happening here between Justin Smith and Dalton Fredericks. And it looks like Dalton is just going to let him go, and that's going to bring him in danger of losing that third spot as well to Tim Taylor. But it looks like Dalton's going to have the momentum on the high side. You're seeing Tim cut down a little bit of the dog leg going into turn number 1 here, and Dalton, of course, just playing it safe early. We're lap 33 out of 150, still 120-some laps to go. Just go take it easy right here, as he should.
Yeah, they were battling for about 10 laps, pretty much since we've gone green. But Andrew Moratz has gapped the field by just about 3 seconds.
And that's the thing, man. When you're racing here, especially, when you're side by side, you lose so much time to that leader. That leader will walk away, as we've seen with Moraz here, as a prime example. When you're battling side by side with somebody, which
it brought Tim Taylor right to the back of him.
Yeah, and it did. And that's the product of this car, man. You get side by side, you slow down a lot. I don't know if it's the air or whatever it is, but it really does bring that third car behind up to their back bumper, because they got clean air. They got nobody around them. They can use the whole racetrack. So it just really brings that third guy in line into the picture. But here, I think what we're going to see as this run plays out, Justin has seemed to be pretty strong over the course of a long run. So we'll just have to see what he does. See if he can run down Moraz, which we know this season, it's been a very difficult task.
Yeah, we should put Moraz in a different car and limit the engine power and see if it evens the playing field a little bit. But you are watching MaxspeedTV, the Extreme Racing Cup Series, race number 4 at Phoenix Raceway. It is sponsored by ICONN, presented by MSTV. You're in the booth with myself, AJ Coppola, and Garry Wells. Medlock working the cameras, doing a fantastic job. Andrew Moratz, your leader. Justin Smith sitting in second. Dalton Fredericks sitting in third. Garry Wells, so far so good. We've had 2 cautions. Unfortunately, they were for the same driver, and the second spin knocked out Jake May. But right now, we're on about a 20-lap green flag run.
Yeah, about another 20-lap green flag run. Now, what I've seen here, AJ, and I did go back and look at the rules a little bit, if you cause 2 incidents, you're actually DQ'd from the event for the night. So, unfortunately for Jake May, he had that self-spin coming out of 4, had that self-spin going into 1. Unfortunately, rules are rules. You cause 2 incidents, you get the DQ. So, that's what happened to Jake May there, unfortunately. But cutting his night
very
unfortunate.
Short. I know a lot of leagues that have that rule, but there's like a little asterisk next to it that if one of those contacts another driver, you get booted off the first one.
Yeah, I know a couple of leagues that are that way as well, and it's interesting. That's for sure. Well, we're about 40 laps into this thing. These guys are pretty much all spread out. We got to pay some bills. We'll go ahead and throw up the first commercial break of the night. It will take you side. And we are back here at Phoenix Raceway. Of course, myself, Garry Wells here. And on the other mic, we have AJ Coppola, who
Hello
is stepped
there.
away temporarily. Oh, he's back. Look at that. The magic of television. Anyways, AJ Coppola on the other mic, and of course, Joshua Medlock running the cameras, as always, doing a fantastic job. Side by side, we're now all strung out here.
We are very much strung out here. And it looks like Justin Smith in that 66 is just about right on par with Andrew Moratz on time-wise.
Yeah, he's matching him about lap for lap. That last lap, Moratz was faster by 9,000ths of a second, but we're getting into the minuscule times right there. And they're about a second off of what they were running as their best lap of the race so far. So looks like Moratz was faster by 0.2 that lap. What's so great about Andrew, and I've noticed this just by watching him and, of course, being on the same team with him, what's great about Moratz is once he gets a car set up to his liking, once the pace falls off, like say it falls off a second or half a second a lap, or a second over the course of a run, rather, he keeps it right at a second off.
So go ahead, Josh, talk.
Go ahead, Medlock. Back to you.
Well, we got to check on the wall here tonight.
We talking about the 3 car. All right.
Check on it. Where's he at? P5 right now.
I think he did. He's running really good. What's surprising to me is that he's able.
Running very good.
Well.
I know he's listening to it.
I
so
just want to
that's the
go.
only reason why
I just want to go on record and say that I did not say that. Okay. I did not say that. That was AJ Coppola. Everybody in the booth. Okay. So no, but with Dennis here, he has been able to run the bottom really well in 1 and 2. I'm not quite sure how he's doing it, but he's just able to keep it right on that yellow line, and he's very patient with the gas. He's easing back into the throttle, and he's hitting his shift points just right. And he is battling for P4 here with Dalton, and it looks like he is going to clear Dalton for 4th. So, and Dennis has always been a guy where if he doesn't get involved in any wrecks and he keeps his nose clean, he's going to be one of those guys that will be able to work his way up toward the front over the course of a long run.
What I think he's been doing, and unfortunately he's back about 11 seconds, he's playing the long game, and the long game will work, but 11 seconds is a lot of time to get back. He did just take 4th place back. He's got about 2.5, almost 3 to Tim Taylor in 3rd. So 3rd is in reach. He can see Tim Taylor, and I would not be surprised if he kept enough tire under that to go get P3.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dennis knows what he's doing. It's just the thing here at Phoenix is 11 seconds, 11 and a half seconds. That is almost about a half lap here. So you can play the long game here, but you got to be strategic about it too. You got to know when to go and when not to go. And again, Dennis is playing it very right. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Oh, come on. Everybody knows the song.
I do know the song.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't run.
Well, no, of course. We're fat.
Maybe
we don't run.
Maybe to the bathroom.
Okay, well, I mean, fair enough there.
After about 30 beers.
Anyways, Dennis is doing a phenomenal job. And he's kept that car clean. I mean, he hasn't been involved in any incidences, and he's just been playing it safe all night long. And that's really going to play benefits for him. Yeah,
we're cruising right along.
Oh, and Jim Thorndike hits the wall right when I go to him.
That's not good.
Yeah, coming off of turn number 2. And that is a tricky spot here too, AJ, because if the car gets tight at all here at Phoenix, it's a long that angle of the wall at the exit of turn 2 is very tricky.
I didn't know Mr. Thorndike was a part of Revline Racing.
Yes, sir. He's just has a very busy schedule, but when you're coming off of turn 2 here at Phoenix, the car could get pretty tight, and that's what happened to Jim a couple of laps ago. Is he was trying to get back into the gas, and he did hit the wall pretty hard there. As he's getting loose off of 4, will he save it? No, he will not. Will the caution come out?
Yes, he will. Yes, he did.
What a save by Thorndike, and we got that live on MaxspeedTV.
Da 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 da.
And he's going to fall a lap down to Andrew Mraz right here.
Copyright Walt Disney Company.
I forgot they're owned by Disney. Anyway,
And he's going to come
off of
down
turn
pit
number
road.
4. Yeah, he is going to come down pit road here, but coming off of 4, gets very loose. I thought he was just going to lock it down and take another set of tires, but he comes back up on the track, locks the brakes up, eases back into the throttle, grabs a couple gears and maybe a change of pants, and he's able to get back going again. But he is on pit road.
He Tony Stewarted it.
There it is.
It did
It's
good.
back. We're good.
It did.
Yep, we're back. And Mraz is still leading, about 5 seconds over Justin Smith. 4.2 seconds around in there. So Justin really starting to reel in a little bit. And
Oh dear.
version, AJ, you ready for this?
All right, let's do it. You're
And thank you for bearing with us with our technical difficulty there. Our camera guy lost all connection to iRacing. iRacing crashed on him. Happens from time to time. We hate technological issues, but they do happen. But we're back. That's all that matters. We did have a new lead change here. We've got Justin R. Smith. He took the lead. Andrew Mraz went down pit road. So did Tim the Toolman Taylor. They have recently come out of the pits, so they are good to go. We've got our second place car, Dennis Ansman. He is coming down pit road right now. And he has just hit the yellow cone, the speed limit cone there. So we are good to go there. Dalton has also already pitted, so he's getting ready to make a pass on Tim Taylor in the 9 car. Battle for 4th position here.
Justin Smith needs to come to pit road soon, unless he's 100% banking on a caution, or he's going to lose a lot of time in all the ground he fought to get to be sitting in second.
Well, I think it could be also this too, AJ. I mean, we've seen the 23 and the 45 do this in the last couple of races where they will just stay out way past the tire window and just stay out and run that fuel tank out of gas. So I think that's the strategy that Justin's going to play. That way he could have a little bit more tire, but I just don't know if that's going to pay off. It could, but it's very risky as he has Andrew Mraz, the second place car, all over his back bumper. He's got a lap lead here, and Mraz is going to get right around him back onto the lead lap.
Now, just to give you guys a little knowledge on what the lap time difference is, Justin Smith, that last lap, a 29.53 to an Andrew Mraz at a 28.18. Literally just short of a second and a half.
Yeah, literally just short of a second and a half. We have seen Andrew run into the 28 O's here tonight. So that's I guess you can call that a slow lap, but really he's just working his way up to that. But yeah, like you said, about a second and a half off the pace there between the two drivers.
If I was Justin at this point, now I'm live
right
here,
now.
I'm talking to you guys and the fans out there. If I'm Justin right now, I would go as far as I can. And, you know, don't run out of fuel, of course, but go as far as you can. Let Andrew run his tires out and, you know, pit. That way, if it goes green, Justin's going to have those tires. He's going to be good to go.
And I think that's what Justin is banking on. He is banking on this race goes green and has the tires at the end, as opposed to some of these guys that already pitted where they're not going to have the tires. Now, we're right there on the edge of this fuel window here, Medlock. I think we're going to be able to make it here to the end, but it's going to be very close.
Well,
AJ, you working up the calculator? I'm just kidding. He's not working up the calculator.
You think I can do math better than you do math?
I can't do
Mathing
math. I'm a loser.
with Medlock and Garry, maybe. I mean, Justin R. Smith has been out here 73 laps, according to my stint. I know.
Whoa.
And now I did have to
54.
Okay, 54. So I did have to, of course, reset ATVO and everything. So he's been out here 54 laps.
55.
Well, how far can he go? You know.
Well, I mean, we did talk about it in pre-race a little bit. I was told 70, 80 laps. You can make it on tank here. So he can't go quite a while. It's just a matter of what is worth it to him
for the tires,
tire wear wise and
Tires,
lap
yes.
time wise. That's the thing that he has to watch out for.
I'm curious if he's trying to eliminate a pit stop, probably.
Well, we did have that caution at lap 20-ish where everybody pitted. That did not get everybody to the end, but I think this pit stop here we were in the window to make it, I think.
Okay, we do have green, white checkered attempts, though, correct?
Well, we do have green, white checkered attempts.
Okay.
We are unlimited on those, but
Could he
in the event of a green, white checkered, they will have to pit.
Could
yes.
he be saving a set, you know, for a potential maybe GWC? I know we only got 7 out here, but it still could happen.
No, it still definitely could happen, but here's the thing. They all still have an extra couple of sets in the pits. I know
yeah.
Andrew at least has 2 or 3, and I think Justin's around in that same boat. So I don't think the tires is the issue. It's just the on-track time that he's given up every lap. Like I'm seeing right now, he's at a 16.5-second lead here. And it continues to go down every lap. So it's one of those things where it's just going to be a matter of, I don't care if you're trying to cut a fuel stop out of it or not. It's just one of those things where it's like, how much time do you really want to give up? So,
And speaking of that, like you just mentioned, as I'm trying to find my cursor there, Marat is really chopping at that lead by more than a second a lap.
yeah, it looks like now it's about 15 and a half-ish seconds between first and second. So, I mean, he's really cutting down on this lead every lap.
Yeah, and it keeps, falling, every lap. He's down to now at about high 14s, 14 and a half here coming up pretty quickly. So it's closing in.
Yeah, it is closing in, but like I said, it's really just a matter of when Justin decides to make that move onto the pits here. Let's see if we have any side-by-side battles going on. I'm going to take a peek through the field. Looks like a whole lot of nothing right now. Yep, two drivers on the lead lap, and really the only thing that we can talk about that's halfway exciting is the gap.
And the fuel strategy and tire strategy.
That is true. That is true. We do have, looks like about 6 cars would cycle out to the lead lap once Justin does make the pit stop. But, like we said, what would happen has happened here at Phoenix. We got a long green flag run, and we have gotten pretty well spread out. Oh, and Hanley hits the wall. 88.
Oh no.
Poor
Wait.
Hanley has hit the wall.
Where is Hanley? Oh, there he is.
Yeah. You got to figure out which red and black car he is. I know.
That's exactly what I was looking for. I was like, no, that's not him, not him, not him. Oh, nope, not him.
There's a driver that I do that runs the 88 on another league that I do, and every time I see the number 88, I think of that driver because, as you broadcast, AJ and Gary, if they keep the same number, you just know them by the number. You don't even have to look. You can just say, oh, this, the 88 of this guy's passing this guy. I mean, it's that simple.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. No, you hit it right. You hit it right on the head. But yeah, Justin's still chilling out here.
Dennis
I think he's down to
Hansman
about
is
what,
going
10
to,
seconds. Yeah,
Dennis
is
Hansman's going to
lap
pass.
himself.
Well, at least from from Anthony Hanley, putting Hanley that 2 laps down from him.
Yep, he's gonna put Hanley beside him here. Sorry, I thought that was a 4. Ha!
So
Yeah, keep
I
losing track of all
want to
these
put
guys.
this out there.
Oh, and Dennis hits the wall. Dennis Hansman has pounded that outside wall in turn 2.
And that is his nickname, Dennis the Wall Landsman. So, that's where he gets it.
See, we
So-
go over and talk about him, and then he hits the wall.
Exactly.
While J.R. Smith, not Justin Smith, I don't know why I just called him J.R. Smith. That's a basketball player. He is leading the lap, losing time to Andrew Marat, but he is gaining time on Tim Taylor.
Yeah, and that's the game you play with these tires, man. I mean, it's just a matter of, how you wanna play it out. But he is running down Jim Thorndike as well. I mean, he's catching up to the back bumper of that 13 machine. So he's going to get there, and he probably will lap him here very shortly.
Guys, we are spread out here. I mean, you got Justin up here. He's leading the way. We got Andrew here in second. Coming up through, the only 2 drivers right now on the lead lap. Tim Taylor a lap down, right there in third. Dennis Hansman in fourth, also a lap down. Dalton Fredericks a lap down there in fifth. A lap down, Jim Thorndike in sixth. And Anthony Hanley 2 laps down. And Anthony is pulling off here and down pit road, guys. Talk about this.
Yeah, Hanley's coming down pit road, and
He did pit early last time.
I think he's just frustrated with this car, guys. He's definitely going to be able to make it to the end, but
I think
he is.
everybody's frustrated with this car. It's
Yeah.
even if you're doing well, I think you're still frustrated with this car.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, with Hanley, this is not his strong suit. Anything above a mile. So when we go to the mile and a half, like Atlanta here in a couple weeks, and Michigan, and your auto clubs, and your Daytona and Talladega, that is where Hanley thrives. He is really good at that. But when it comes to these short tracks, that is just something that he is still having to learn a little bit.
And the only way you learn is by doing.
Yep. The only way you learn is by, just logging laps. That's basically
Not
what it comes
everybody
down.
can be a Gary Wells and be good the minute he touches the steering wheel.
I don't know about all that. I definitely don't know about all that. Years and years of practice. That's especially coming over here from the console world, NASCAR heat to this. It's quite the learning curve.
Yeah, but look at this. Behind the 66, it is finally, and I mean finally, Tim Taylor getting to the back of the 66 to try to unlap himself.
Well, and he's been trying to battle with Thorndike here the last couple laps. Thorndike not letting him take that second lap away. Oh, the 66 got a little bit loose here on the exit of turn 4. And that's just going to let Tim Taylor go to the outside, and he is going to be in position to make the pass. Oh, the 66, I think he's going to come down pit road here, guys.
Yeah, on lap 90 now. No mistakes. Got to get down the pace speed, hitting that 45. So giving it a nice 45 all the way down to the pit box. A very long pit road.
90 laps.
Oh,
No, that wasn't 90 laps. My apologies. Yes, Mraz has also made a pit stop. I do see that here.
interesting.
But that's the thing. He reeled into him to about 7.5 seconds around in that area. So, I mean, these pit stops here are going to be very critical. We'll have to see how the 66 and the 4 get in and out of their boxes here. But yeah, Andrew was almost able to get to the 66 twice. It looks like Tim Taylor is going to inherit the lead. And we've got 5 cars on the lead lap. Yeah, very interesting indeed. And Jim is going to lose that second lap to Tim Taylor. And Tim is just riding it out here, so to speak. We've got Tim Taylor, Justin Smith, Dalton Fredericks, and Andrew Mraz, your top 4. And Dennis rounding out the top 5. And that's all that's on the lead lap as of right now.
Now, when do you expect Tim Taylor to come down pit road?
Soon.
Well, yeah, thanks, genius.
Well, I mean, he's been out here for 26 laps. Looks like Dalton's been out here for 32. Looks like Dalton's down pit road, maybe? No, he just let the 4 car by. So, oh, yeah.
No.
He manually disconnected. He said, "See you later. I'm done. I quit. See ya."
He's gonna go play Cards Against Humanity now.
That's right. He's going to play Cards Against Humanity, and he's going to get ready for Atlanta. I believe that's the next race on the schedule. Am I correct? Yeah, so AJ, we go to Atlanta next week. Different here from Phoenix, but really some of the same quality traits as far as tire management.
Exactly, you said it right there. 100% with tire management. That place eats tires probably the most on any NASCAR circuit. And with that being said, you have the high line, the low line, and the middle line, all a very, very good target for these drivers. Very fast around Atlanta. But with that being said, can't wait for the new Atlanta whenever that decides to show up.
Well, I was just about to mention next week is week 13, so it is the quarterly update. We had one in March, and we're about to have another one here in the next week here. I haven't heard that the new Atlanta is in the pipeline as far as it being next here, but You just never know with iRacing.
No, you do not. And Gary, you yourself have raced a lot of Atlanta, because I know that is one of your wins in my very, very old, like 7-year-old league that we used to race in. Because I found those points and everything.
Very much so. Atlanta is one of my better tracks. I even got an NIS win here earlier this year at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Out of the 134 laps, I believe I led like 90 something of those. So I could tell you.
Were you in like the 100 split?
Very funny. I wasn't in bottom split, but I was up there. I was about mid split. That's about where I normally am.
Dude, you are a fantastic iRacer. I figured you'd be in a higher split than where you were, because I was watching you that day.
My I rating's only an 1800, my guy.
Well,
I know, but you race out of your league, is what I'm saying.
Well,
that's fair enough.
Well, I don't have a win on Atlanta. The only win on iRacing that I have is actually Daytona.
And that was against a bunch of AIs.
Oh, come on. Don't do Medlock dirty.
Oh, wow. Actually, it was official racing, to be honest, before AI was even thought of. So,
there you go.
My highest finish, actually, AJ and Gary, here at there at Atlanta, was actually P3. So, if it was broadcasted,
it's a decent racer back in the days. We see the 4 and the 13 side by side. Oh, the 4 major loose in the entry there.
You need to look going into turn number 3 here. You have Tim Taylor, Dalton Fredericks, and going for the lead is Justin Smith, taking the lead on the inside.
Taking the lead on the inside. Dalton Fredericks is going to go down to the inside here. Even though Dalton is 3 laps down, he is looking to get a couple of those laps back. He's all over the back bumper of that 66.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not your normal Fox or NBC broadcast. This is Max Speed TV, bringing you the Extreme Racing Cup Series here at Phoenix, sponsored by ICONN. Garry Wells, AJ Coppola, Joshua Medlock. We are kicking it, watching a fantastic race. Kind of do this on the half-hour, 15-minute mark, like normal radio and TV.
Yeah, absolutely. And, going back to the whole Atlanta deal next week, as you were mentioning, multiple grooves. Really, with these cars, I've noticed that it is the low lane to middle lane the best, depending on the setup. But we know that Atlanta is going to be hot, and it is going to be slick. And that is what these guys love about Atlanta Motor Speedway. When you go there, the car is going to slide around. It's going to get loose. It's going to feel like a dirt track a little bit. So anybody with any dirt racing background, they know, hey, it's not all about just smashing the gas and going. You have to have a little bit of finesse when you go to Atlanta. So that's going to be an interesting race here in a couple weeks as we see Dennis Ansman get lapped here with no front end. Justin Smith still putting on a show for us.
He did hit the wall. I just didn't think he hit it that hard to knock off his whole front end.
He must have hit the wall at some point. We just didn't see it. That could be a possibility as well.
Well, good thing he pays for his cars, not us.
Yep. It's not... he still has the reset, so that'll be interesting of when he decides to use said reset. Yeah, coming down right down to the end of this thing here, and Justin's still putting a beating on everybody. Almost 3.5 second lead.
It looks like Moraz is still closing in, though. Not as fast because they're both on even sets of tires, but 0.2 that last lap in favor of Moraz.
Yeah, 2/10 faster. And like I said earlier in the race, and earlier in our broadcast, as Moraz ran a 27.909 as his fastest lap. He is the only guy that was able to get down to the 27s, but no, he is really one of those guys where he could keep that car within a 10th or 2 from his fastest lap. It seems like all the time, or at least whatever the fastest lap of the pace is. He will keep it right there within a couple of tenths as the tires fall off. He's very consistent with his marks, very precise in what he does, and of course, no disrespect to Justin, he's definitely in that same boat. But it looks like here. By a couple hundredths, it looks like Justin was faster that past lap. Yeah, but not really a whole lot. Staying right there at about 3 seconds there between the 66 and the 4 car.
With under 50 laps now in the race, getting towards the end of it.
Should we go side by side again?
I was just about to message Medlock and see if he wanted to get last commercials in.
Let's go ahead and go side by side. Don't go away, folks. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back with side by side. And welcome back, race fans. That is our final commercial break of the evening. We normally try not to do any cautions while we're green here, but tonight we've had really no choice. But hey, you didn't get to miss a second of the action. You got to see everything that's going on. We've got the leader, Justin Smith, still your leader here. And Mraz still trying to work that gap downward. Running in that second position around 2 3/4, about 3 seconds when he hits the line, still floating at that 3-second mark. And I know that's got to be frustrating for Mraz, but he's doing all he can to catch up to our leader. And then Tim Taylor is rounding out our top 3 up to this point in time.
Well, Gary, this is fully open setup. So, adjustments, equipment. I mean, you take care of your car, you make the adjustments. I mean, you look at Justin and what he's doing. I mean, he's got a good adjustment right now.
Yeah,
so,
and really all season long, Mraz has been the dominant cat when it's not on a plate track. And, Justin is kind of whooping his butt right now a little bit. They were able to play the strategy right. Justin was able to force Mraz's hand a little bit, stay out on double the time, and Mraz made an extra pit stop. So as we're seeing Tim Taylor coming down pit road here.
Yep, Tim is
probably
coming
for
down
his
pit road.
Final stop of the evening.
Oh, that was final stop.
But
laps ago, but
Ansman
also is down. I would assume
I think he's gonna take a
Ansman.
fast repair.
Yeah, I would assume he would use that. We'll see what happens here. Tim, of course,
like he's about to take it right here.
Man, this pit road, it curves. So
Yeah,
you just
it's
don't
a
even
very
know.
tricky, very, very tricky pit road. The tighter you run this pit road, the closer you are to the timing line. So everybody has to be very careful about that pit road speed, because if you go over it, it will bite you in the butt, and it will hold you on pit road for 20, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you got to be really careful when it comes down to pit road and all that speeding stuff. But
Yep.
Dennis, easy in, easy out. He's got a nose back on the car, and he's good to go.
Yep.
He is good to go, but look at that. Tim Taylor, a lap down. Dennis Ansman, 2 laps down. Should be faster now with Dennis, so might be able to get to Tim Taylor with just over 30 laps to go.
We've got
very interesting here.
Tim Taylor, Dennis Ansman, and Jim Thorndike all 2 laps down. The only drivers on the lead lap is Justin R. Smith and Andrew Mraz, our leader.
Yep, our 2 leaders there. And looking at the timing and scoring out via iRacing here, and Mraz is behind 2.66 seconds. I hope it changes. 2.666. Anyway, so Justin's still doing his thing, man. And, you know, it's impressive. It's impressive to see a non-regular come out here tonight and come out here and do what he's been able to do. We haven't seen a whole lot of guys give Mraz a run, and he's doing it here, pending, of course, any cautions or anything like that. And you know, depending on what he's going to do here, he's just been keeping it clean and keeping it green. And Tim has got some fresh tires here. He's going to be looking to get around that 66 to get one of 2 laps back. Again, he is 2 laps down. We only have 2 cars on the lead lap. A lot of 2s right there, AJ.
Sorry, Gary, what was that?
Of course, I'm being ignored. It's great. It's fine.
No, you weren't. I just had to take my headset off for a second.
10-4. I was just saying there's a lot of 2s in that sentence I just made there, but that's okay.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to go out and play the lottery real fast.
And here comes Tim. He's going to get 1 of 2 laps back, and he is going to be 1 lap down.
Yeah, he is by far
He's the lucky dog. That's
no,
no
actually,
contest.
Dennis is the fastest car on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, Dennis is one of the faster cars. He pitted. He got his new nose. He's feeling great. And still about 2.5 seconds there between the 66 and the 4.
Now, do you think Andrew Moratz is holding back just a little bit to the end of this race?
You know, it's a very good possibility. I wouldn't doubt it, knowing Andrew. He knows how to save his tires. He's learned that over the years. And as long as he's been hitting his marks every lap and just being easy with those tires and not making them scream, I think he could definitely run down that 66.
Because knowing Andrew, he has learned how to conserve tires for the very long run and race the race how it's coming to you.
Absolutely. And one of those things is, you know, we talked about shifting earlier in the broadcast, right?
Yes.
I just saw all the way through 1 and 2 there, just by going into Andrew's cockpit. He has kept it in 5th gear all the way around this racetrack. And that does save your tires over the course of a long run.
It does, but it does slow you down as well.
Yeah, it does a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if he's just doing it to save his tires. And, you know, here when it's go time within the last 20 laps or so, maybe he's got something for him, as he did a little bit of a counter steer at the exit of turn 2.
Oh, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, but he kept straight, so he's doing okay. Midway through 3 and 4 here, exiting turn 4 now. And completes another lap. And you're a little bit on exit. With here at Phoenix, there's just such a lack of grip off the corner. That rear end just wants to kick out quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So it seems like you're always constantly counter steering, going into the corner and a little bit coming out of the corner.
Yeah, you're always having to be up on the wheel. You know, a lot of it has to do with how you're braking, shifting, and hitting that throttle. But, you know, you can't just relax and run. You need to be up, aware, and on the wheel all the time.
Yeah. Here at a place like Phoenix, it's not only a mentally draining game because these guys, for the most part, they're their own crew chief,
Good point, Garry.
they drive the car. So not only is it a mentally tasking from a strategy standpoint, but also from a physical standpoint. These guys are sawing on the wheel for 150 miles as we see Mraz clip the wall there at the exit of turn 4 that time.
Yeah, you don't want to do that this far into the race. That can just take you out of all contention.
Oh, and he's getting crazy loose on the entrance of these corners now. He's having a hard time holding on to that race car.
And Justin Smith slowly pulling away, too. Now the gap is sitting at 3+ seconds.
All right,
Yep.
so
And it could be one of those things where Andrew just needs to cool off his tires. Still plenty of time, but he's going to have to cool them off pretty quick because we only got about 20 laps left.
okay, Gary and AJ. So I'm seeing 129 on the stint. I know that's wrong for Justin. So how long has Justin been out here?
39 laps.
Yeah, he came to pit on lap 90.
Oh, so he
So
can.
He's been out. He's about to take lap 40 of his stint right here.
So he can make it. He's good to go. But is he saving anything?
Well, if
Hard
if
tell. I mean, Mraz is just trying to hang on to the car. I mean,
Yeah,
Justin
Moratz is
could
having
be
a
saving.
huge issue.
I mean, I'm looking here at Justin here too, and I mean, Justin's just been able. He's still shifting. I mean, he's in fourth gear all the way through.
Let's get
3
down
and
here.
4
Let's
right
get down here to a
He's
cockpit with Justin. Let's
do a cockpit.
Yeah,
with
let's
Justin. He's just holding
Yeah.
a prettier wheel.
listen in to Justin. Listen.
And you could hear that engine screaming all the way down that front straightaway. He is staying in fourth gear all the way around this racetrack. Look AJ, how he's able to just hold such a prettier wheel compared to the 4-car Andrew Mraz, and that's really been the difference.
And that's where we'll go to next is to Andrew.
There is no sawing on it to try to keep a line. He's just straight at a turn.
All right, let's
Back
go to
to
Andrew here. Cockpit with Andrew Mirage, the only 2 drivers on the lead lap. Here we go.
And you see Andrew already doing a little bit of counter steering, a little bit of sawing on the wheel, trying to get that car to stay planted. And then we're coming out of turn 2 here. Look at how much he had to counter steer back to the right there, AJ.
Yeah, that's giving up a lot of. He's doing it entering the turns too. I just saw him enter turn 3.
Entering turn 3 as well. I mean, he basically had to have that steer wheel straight.
Coming
Look,
out of
he had
turn
to
4.
counter back to the right there, exiting the corner as well. Yeah.
A lot of tires. Wheel spin too.
Yeah, a lot of wheel spin. And this track is known for producing that over the course of a long run. But it just depends on how hard you hit the gas. Oh, what a save there by Mraz.
Oh, he's still walking it.
Still walking it, able to keep it straight. He's doing a really good job here. But yeah, he has cooked those tires. That's
Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and say it, interrupt you both. Guess what? 17 to go here tonight.
Oh, I forgot the classic MaxspeedTV 20 to go. Of course, on the mic here this evening, we got AJ Coppola, myself, Garry Wells, and Joshua Medlock giving his 2 cents every once in a while here.
So, I know we are normally pretty much done by now because the races normally start right at 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit after. So I have friends over in another Discord on my phone sharing Flow Racing so they can watch their friend at Utica Rome, like what we normally do on Friday nights. Like, they're literally watching it off of my phone while I'm talking to you wonderful people broadcasting on MaxspeedTV.
Isn't technology great when it works?
Yeah, that's the thing. It needs to work for it to be good.
Well, also the thing is, here on MaxspeedTV, don't advertise, please.
We don't talk about Bruno.
That wasn't advertising.
Wow. We don't talk about Bruno. Wow.
What, you never heard of that movie? It's a Disney thing.
Bruno.
It's a very good movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's a newer one. You probably
You
haven't.
missed it.
Yeah, I don't think I've
It's
ever
everywhere.
seen it.
It's everywhere. Just like your condition there, Medlock.
That he's everywhere?
Wow.
Oh,
He knows what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna say it live though.
Wow.
might be a good idea.
Oh man. Well, Mraz has been able to contain himself a little bit better now. I've been on his on the onboard here for a little while, and he's able to been able to contain himself pretty good. But he's just lost so much time. He's not gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah, I'm showing close. 5 seconds now. Golly, big gap there. Gee.
Yeah, pretty big gap there. We're looking at almost 6 seconds a lap, or well, in general, for the interval there. But Tim Taylor's still riding around in third. It's actually, Tim Taylor's in third. He's the only car 1 lap down. Then you got Dennis, who's 2 laps down. Then you got a battle for fifth. The guy's 2 laps down, but it's not really a contest between Jim and Dalton. They're on 2 completely opposite sides of the racetrack. Actually, I think they're closer than what I thought they were. They are who we thought they were.
No, you got, see, there's Jim. I'm on Jim now in the 13.
Jim's actually 2.
And there's Dalton right there. They're
in the middle of 1 and 2.
They're 7. Dalton is 7, about 7.5, coming out about 7 seconds flat behind Jim Thorndike. So there's still a big gap there.
Yeah, there's a very big gap. Pretty much around the whole racetrack, nobody really around each other.
You know what we really could do is if this was another series that runs in real life that Tony Stewart owns, we could throw a fun flag right here.
Is that what they call it? A fun flag?
They call it the fun flag here. They don't call it a caution. They don't call it a yellow flag. They call it something else.
A water bottle in the road, maybe?
we got debris. There's oil everywhere. You got to throw the caution.
Some guys urinating in turn 4 on the track.
Oh, wow. You're going to get me fired.
Put it out. I got a spectator climbing the fence.
Okay, these guys are cracking me up. AJ and Gary. Oh, my gosh. You guys are nuts.
We got to do something to keep it entertaining.
Oh, look at that yellow waterfall.
Oh, 11. He's getting a little squirrely here. Well, that's Tim Taylor, 9 on the car. Or 11 on the car, 9 in the driver bar, but he's getting a little squirrely here.
Yeah, and he let the 3 of Dennis go. I mean, all Tim has to do is just hold on to it for 8 more laps. So we're getting ready to take complete 142, coming to 143. So.
Right, folks, 8 to go.
And Justin Smith with a 6.5 second lead over Andrew Moratz. You know, Smith with the very, I would call it a little unorthodox strategy for the first pit stop, but it 100% worked because while he only had to pit once, Moratz had to pit twice, and they pit on the same lap.
Yeah, so Justin was really able to just haul out there that double his laps. I think Mraz went in about 30 laps, and Justin was able to go about 60, 65. So Justin was able to cut out a whole nother pit stop there. And I think ultimately that is probably what shot Mraz in the foot there tonight. But these guys have been out here longest on their tires. 55 laps for Justin. And about 54, almost the same, 55 laps for Mraz here.
They pit on the same exact lap, I thought.
1 lap difference, actually.
One lap difference.
1 lap, yep. I got a question. So, AJ, you use SDK. I use ATVO. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and say at about 5-second gap. What do you have?
5.93.
All right.
6.6. 6.3.
All right. So, looks like SDK is...
one more on top of it. It's about a second. ATVO is about a second off.
All right. Well,
now it's just at a 6.63 and bouncing from 6. Jim Thorndike having an issue.
Jim.
The 13, Jim Thorndike having an issue. He
Crashing
is off
onto
the
pit
pace.
road.
No caution. No.
He is not on pit road, but he's got to pay attention. He's got the leader right behind him.
And he's going to stay to the outside. He's going to let the leader go around.
I thought Justin was going to lose it right there, but he was able to keep it clean. So was Jim.
All right, 3 to go here tonight. I'm going to let AJ and Gary finish this out here this evening.
All right. Yeah, 3 laps to go. Getting ready to come to 2 laps to go here. Down the back straightaway for that 66. I don't know if Jim was trying to get on pit road or what happened there, but didn't work out for him. 2 to go for that 66. Putting an absolute butt whooping on the field here this second half of the race here this evening. Done a really good job. Led a lot of laps.
The tale of two halves.
Yes, absolutely for sure. And we're getting ready to come down to the white flag here. Entering turns 3 and 4 for the 66. Getting ready to go through the restart zone. Coming up onto the front straightaway. White flag this time.
White flag in the air. Let's go, folks.
1 to go.
Let's
Sponsored
go.
by MaxspeedTV and the ExTreme Racing Series. Rounding turn number 2, the 66. Rounding turn 2, able to get things going here. Going down the backstretch the final time, entering 3 now. Gets it right down to that yellow line, exiting turn number 4. And Justin with a little bit of a slide job there. A nice slider there to the end of the race. 66, Justin Smith going to be the winner. Second place is going to be Andrew Mraz. And rounding out that third spot, waiting for him to come across the line, it will be Tim the Toolman Taylor. Alrighty, everybody, we're going to get ready for the Max Speed TV post-race show. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back in a second. We're going to pay some more bills. All right, and we are back for the Max Speed TV post race show. Easy for me to speak English. We have got caught up with second place, Andrew Mraz, and I believe AJ's with him on pit road somewhere.
Yeah, I'm with second place finisher Andrew Moratz. Andrew, you led about 90. I'm gonna say about 90 laps early, and you fought back to try to take the lead back from Justin. Talk about how your race went and the later part of the race. It looked like that car was getting extremely loose.
Yeah, I, I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to make the race interesting and pit early and um, just to see if new tires would be beneficial. And I ran Justin down after 30 laps, and I saw him pit. I'm like, I can make it to the end, but I want to see if I can keep up with him. So I pit right after him, and for that second or third time, whatever. And I was got up to like 2.5 seconds, 2 seconds from him, and it just fell off. I was just pushing too hard, burning up those tires. Um, but man, it was fun to drive. A lot of competition out there, so I'm hoping more drivers come out and race with us. It's going to be interesting.
Yes. So a really good run, a very good points day. You're just going to completely still extend your points uh for the season. Looking towards Atlanta in 2 weeks, what kind of momentum week after week after week have you been building up to take you to that mile and a half?
Oh, just the points buffer. I mean, Atlanta is going to be hot slick track, regardless if it's overcast or not. It's always slick. So you have to have a stable setup where it's gonna stick to the pavement and not slide around and burn up your tires. Um, but yeah, just having that points buffer from second or third place, it definitely um, helps give you that little leeway if you have a bad race. So I'm hoping I don't have a bad race at Atlanta and I can use it for somewhere else. But if it's at Atlanta, I'll be perfectly fine and hopefully remain in the top spot after that race.
All right, brother. Well, I know you got a lot of sponsors on that car. Why don't you plug them all?
Yeah, I'd like to thank DeKalb Chevy out in Illinois for being a sponsor this month. Kyle Tate and uh, AJ and oh crap, who else? Ryan Crowfoot for painting this. Beautiful car, definitely nerds doing nerds thing. AIM, all those guys, all those sponsors, we couldn't do it without them. You guys for broadcasting and Dennis for putting on this amazing league.
All right, brother. Well, once again, congratulations from everybody up in the broadcast booth, whether it's Joshua, Garry, Garry, and myself. Congratulations on your run today, and we'll see you at Atlanta in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you. See ya.
All right,
And
Garry,
that
sending it
is,
back up to you, pal.
And that was Andrew Mraz. And now we are here in Victory Lane. We got the champagne. We got Gatorade. We got all kinds of crap over here. But we are caught up here with Justin Smith in that 66 machine. Justin, you put a whooping on him tonight. You led 77 laps out of 150 possible laps here tonight. Talk about your race. Talk about your car. It seemed like you were really able to hold a pretty wheel throughout the race.
Yeah, I mean, that was just kind of the goal. I kind of hopped in here last minute. I hadn't really tested much since, I guess, the last time I ran that set earlier this season. It was god awful loose to start. We had that caution at whatever 17, whatever it was, and was able to get in and just on a little bit. Went a little too far, got a little too tight, but noticed long run. I started catching the others and catching the leader, and I was really just trying to decide when I should pit. And when he pit, that kind of let me know that, okay, I'm staying out for a little bit. He's got to be two stopping it. Um, or he's trying to go super long run on those tires, and I'll be able to catch him if I just hold it out. So, yeah, went back in around 85. He pitted at the same time. I guess he kind of thought he was beat on that strategy and loosened it up a little bit and got her going good. We were running similar times on the short run and started pulling away again on the long run. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. That EPI set came in handy there throughout the race, especially late run. It just really picks up speed the longer you go.
Yeah, absolutely for sure. And you laid down, it looks like, the second fastest time of the night. So kudos to you there. And next week, well, not next week, but 2 weeks from now, we go to Atlanta Motor Speedway. I've heard rumors all over the place. It's either going to be the new one or the old one. I don't know. We'll find out what happens in week 13 here in the update next week. But what's your thoughts on Atlanta?
I mean, I love the old one. I went to the new one earlier this year and got to see it firsthand. And I mean, it's a mini Daytona. I mean, it's got a third lane, but not really. Yeah, who knows what kind of set we would bring there. I mean, I guess you would just bring a Daytona set and loosen it up a little bit so it could make the corners. Who knows? So, yeah, that'd be interesting if we got the new one, but I think I would always prefer the old one.
Well, and if we do go to the old one, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's all a tire game there. I mean, kind of like what it was tonight. I was so loose early that I knew I wasn't going to lay down the fastest lap, but I just had to keep it under me and keep that drop off the corner. And it's the same thing in Atlanta. You don't have much grip there. You guys conserve your tires, keep them from spinning, and it's going to be the deal. It's going to be a long run deal, especially if it stays green for a long time.
Absolutely. Well, any sponsors you got to thank tonight on that 66 machine?
Yeah, I mean, our only sponsor right now is Elite Performance Industries. They build us some really quality sets. Get to hang out with Michael Conti and Nick Ottinger and learn from them. Dustin Hall builds us our truck sets, and yeah, we just have a blast. Learn a lot and learn how to build sets, learn how to run different tracks. So we're the best there is, Elite Performance Industries.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for showing up here tonight, Justin, and congrats on the win. And we'll see you here in a couple weeks at Atlanta Daytona Diga, whatever they end up calling it, for a couple weeks from now.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All righty. No problem at all. You have a good night. All righty. So we're going to push some paper here now. We've got the unofficial, official post-race, whatever you want to call it, results here, pending any admin paperwork they have to do here and cancel all the results. We'll go ahead. I'll do the top 5, and we'll have AJ do the rest. And AJ, you will do 6 through 11. So here we go. First place tonight, Justin Smith, leading 77 out of 150 laps. He's your winner. Second place, leading 65 out of 150 laps, was Andrew Mraz. And third place, Tim the Toolman Taylor. He led 8 laps tonight, finishing 1 lap down. Fourth place, Dennis Sandsman. He's going to finish 2 laps down here tonight. Rounding out your top 5 is going to be Dalton Fredericks. Unfortunately, he finished 3 laps down. And AJ, you got the rest.
Yeah, Jim Thorndike finishing in that 6th position. 7th goes to Anthony Hanley, unfortunately having to take that 88 behind the wall early on. And Jacob May after his 2 spins in 8th. 9th goes to Aaron Tribble in the 91. And 10th to Adrian Harney. And 11th, not making a lap, Terrence Bonney.
All right, and that is your post-race results. Next week, we go to Atlanta. We don't know what we're going to get. I've heard rumors that it's the new one. 2 weeks. I'm sorry. I don't know what day it is. 2 weeks from now, we go to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Whether it's the new one or the old one, we'll find out here in about a week or so. But going to be interesting here this evening, or here in a couple weeks. So for now, signing off, this is Gary Wells on the mic, AJ Coppola, Joshua Medlock, and of course, this is MaxspeedTV for the ExTreme Racing Series presented by ICONN. Remember, folks, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.